What's up, everybody? Happy Friday. Happy Good Friday, if you will. Getting into this episode of GH, I enjoyed this episode very much. First of all, Scott and Obrecht. Scott and Obrecht. Oh my God. When Scott said that they had sex multiple times last night, I said, what? Those two old people? I mean, they're not old, don't get me wrong. They're up there in age. I'll say that. But for them to be doing all that multiple times, that'll put some young folks to shame. I'm just saying, because you got some young people out there that can't be doing it that many times a night. You know what I mean? Like in one night, and they said they did it multiple at their age. Scott Obrecht, y'all get my respect. Y'all get my props. I'm loving this because I always felt bad for Scott because he always seemed so lonely. You know what I mean? And I remember when him and Bobby were together, kind of together, he was basically begging her to be with him, like even proposed to her just because he didn't want to be alone. You know? So I'm glad that he finally found a new companion, someone that I would say I consider Scott and Obrecht to be an odd couple, but I think that's what works with them because it's kind of like opposites attract. Obrecht and Scott are very opposite, but I hope that they can become a couple and see where this whatever they want to call it can go. Um, my thing about Obrecht is I feel like Scott can be that guy. Hopefully, that can lower her defenses. Lower her wall. Because we all know Obrecht is not a warm, fuzzy, cuddling romantic. We all know that. Like she's not the warm and fuzzy type. Um, you know, she's really not. And I think that's what I love most about Obrecht. But I can get behind her and Scott. I really can because they're funny together. Hell, Obrecht is funny on her own, but together, her and Scott are just comedic geniuses. Um, so I'm freaking loving it. You know what I mean? Like the two of them, and plus their connection because of Franco. Scott being his dad and Obrecht being his good friend. That's what brings them together even more. So I don't know about y'all, but I'm behind this. I'm all for Obrecht and Scott getting together, doing the do. Being a good couple. I'm all for it. I really am. Um. So anyway, moving on from that, Peter continues to piss me off. Um, Sitting there sipping his coffee, proud of himself for that little jacked up article he put in that little trashy magazine of his about Jason, the end of terror. Like that was such a hatchet job, and I am so glad that Jackie was pissed off about it because I was so mad that she even signed with that magazine with the Invader because they're nothing but a gossip rag. It's basically working on the Chitlin circuit, basically. And Jackie has built up her name, her reputation, her career over the last 30 some odd years to be working at the Invader. And she obviously doesn't want to be there anymore, especially after that, because she felt like it's not real journalism, and it's not. He didn't provide any facts. There's no real evidence against Jason. There's nothing. You know what I mean? And he basically convicted Jason in that article. That's not real journalism. You have to be objective, and that's where Peter was not, and that's what he wants. He wants the public conviction, basically. He wants the public to convict Jason. That's exactly what he wants. That's why he put that trash in there. Because he know it ain't true. And Jackie would quit the Invader, but legally she can't because she's under a contract. And I have a feeling Jackie's gonna find a way, one way or another, to get the hell up out of there. Either that, or I could see Jackie using it to her advantage. Maybe she could find a way to maneuver ownership of the Invader for herself. Who knows? Jackie's a very smart person, very capable. Never know. Hopefully she can do that because Peter's pissing me off, and I want Jackie the hell out of that place. She can do much better than the Invader. So anyway, moving on from that, Chase ended up joining Jackie or whatever. I love their little mother son conversations and stuff because this is what I like about Chase. He had every right to be angry, but what I love is he's not like your typical character. You know how some characters they find out big information like about their life that was not true and they stay angry about it for months, even a year or so. Chase is actually showing me something different because he was angry in the beginning. He had every right to be angry. But what I love is that it's not taking him months to speak to Finn. It's not taking him months to speak to his mother. You know what I'm saying? Like he's speaking to them, even though it's a little awkward at times. But at least he's speaking with them. He's cordial with them. You know, he's not throwing out snarky comments like some characters would. You know, he's ready to move on. You know, he's ready to move past this. He wants to have a family dinner, you know, with Gregory and with Finn and with Jackie himself, and he wants them to figure out a way to move past this mess. I respect that about Chase. This is like the first character I think that has done something different than what the normal characters would normally do. You know, they would be, like I said, they would be angry about it for months on end. Snarky comments every time they see you. You know what I'm saying? Like I love that that Finn. I mean, Chase is taking a different turn with this. It shows his maturity, and it shows why I like the character. And I've loved this character since the first day. You know what I mean? Because I always knew it was something different. It was always something different about Chase than other characters that have been presented, and I love it. Um, I don't know if Finn is going to be down with the whole family dinner thing. I'm not sure. But I did love his conversation with Finn. You know, Finn still, you know, refers to Chase as Violet's uncle because he doesn't want things to change for Violet right now. She's too young to understand everything, you know. So he kind of wants the status quo. But I'm ready for them to do another DNA test because we need to get to the bottom of this, and they need to know that they are not actually father and son, but actual brothers. You know, it's time to nip that in the bud. I don't know how long this is gonna go on, but hopefully, you know, it don't go on for months and months and months. I can see that happening, but I just wishful thinking. I just hope that it doesn't. Um, I really don't. But I'm glad, you know, Chase is, you know, he wants to spend more time with Violet and stuff. I mean, he was already a good uncle to her anyway, so I'm not even shocked by that. But, you know, I'm glad that they're figuring things out. So anyway, moving on from that. I have a question because I don't know if so Trina and Jocelyn are happy because they both got acceptance letters from PCU. Isn't PCU Port Charles University? Isn't that a community college? I'm trying to remember. Is that community? Because if that's a community college, I don't know why they're surprised that they got in. Anybody can pretty much get in community college. Community college, they don't turn anybody away. They don't. I mean, Michael went to PCU. I mean, everybody pretty much went to PCU. So I'm like, I mean, I can understand it. Don't get me wrong. I'm excited for them because I can understand, you know, the excitement of getting into a good college, you know. But I mean, I just wanted to know, like, was it Ivy League or was it community? Because if memory serves, it's community. But good for them, though. I'm happy for them. You know, college is college to me. I went to two different community colleges. So I'm happy for them, you know. Shit, getting into any school I think is a blessing, whether community, Ivy League. So I just wanted to know, like, was it community or was it Ivy League? Because I don't remember. Um, Jocelyn still has not heard back from the school that she wanted to go to, like her first choice. But then she found out that she's on the wait list or whatever for it. I know how that feels too. You know, really wanting to, you know, your first pick and you don't hear back from them or you don't get in, like that is a blow. That is a devastating low blow. So I could totally, you know, relate to that. Um, so anyway, moving on from that though, Cameron is just, I'm trying to sympathize with Cameron. I am, but he's getting ahead of himself. Like he's not listening to logic, and you could tell that he's Elizabeth's son because in the beginning Elizabeth wasn't trying to hear nothing either. Um, he's just hell bent on making Jason pay at this point. I mean, he's convinced that Jason did this, but Jocelyn tried to break it down to him because even Jocelyn told him, if Jason did this, why would Jason be so sloppy about it? After years of killing people and getting away with it, why now would he be so sloppy? And why would he allow himself to get caught after years of evading prosecution? Now all of a sudden he gets caught with an easy kill, something that I mean, if he really wanted Franco dead, he could have done it a long time ago. And there would have been no trace of a body. There would have been no trace of evidence. There wouldn't have been nothing. Jason's the one who called 911. He's the one who called for help. You know what I mean? So why would he do it? You know what I'm saying? Like It doesn't make sense. And that's what Jocelyn was trying to tell Cameron. But Cameron right now has tunnel vision. He only sees one thing because he can't think of who else would do it. I mean, I get it, but at the same time, it's like you got to think common sense. And that's what Jocelyn was trying to, hammer into him, common sense. And Jocelyn is too through with Cameron right now because she tried to be there for him, and she feels like he doesn't want to listen to reason. So she feels like, you know what, cool. You're going to have egg on your face when the truth comes out. And she told him, you better hope that Jason and everybody else can forgive you for accusing him of something he didn't do. I totally get where both sides are coming from. I honestly do. Do I think Cam's going a little overboard? Yeah, but I can kind of understand his point of view on it. But he needs to more so understand Jocelyn's point of view too. Like, look at the evidence, look at the facts. You know what I'm saying? All you have is a witness. That's all you have. You have nothing physical. This whole thing is circumstantial against Jason. The whole damn thing. Um. So anyway, Elizabeth is starting to wonder the same thing though. She's starting to wonder if Jason is telling the truth. She should know Jason better than that. Like, come on now. And she's thinking about all the evidence. She's thinking about everything Carly said. She's thinking about everything, even Jason talking to, Jake. And, Finn went to go check on her, and she told Finn, like, she was like, what if Jason's telling the truth? Like, if Jason didn't do this, who did? You know? She's trying to put the pieces together because in her heart, she know Jason didn't do this. She know it. I don't know. I think they're Kim testing Finn and Elizabeth at this point. I think they definitely are. I think because we've been seeing a lot more Finn and Elizabeth, so I could definitely see them trying to put those two together eventually. I don't think it's gonna happen right now, but eventually, they're definitely gonna warm up to each other, and the sparks are gonna fly. So moving on from that, Nina is playing a dangerous game at this point. Like, she is playing a really dangerous game. She's starting to get attached to Sonny. Like, she sees how happy Sonny is in his current life right now. That's why I think it's motivating her even more not to tell him who he really is. Because she's starting to fall for him. The more time they spend together, the more she's falling for this man. But I'm like, you're going to have egg on your face when he remembers. And I'm pretty sure Sonny's going to be pissed at Nina when he does remember and see how she kept him from his family. Like, he's going to be overly pissed at her. And she's going to walk away with the loser's cup. Like, she thinks that she's getting a victory over Carly. I'm like, yeah, you're winning right now. But you can't win when you play dirty. You can't win when you're dirty. And you're dirty right now. So you're not going to win. And not in the long run. Nina should have played this a different way. Had she would have told everybody Sonny was alive, it would have worked in her favor. With Wiley, with everything else. Everything would have fallen into place for her. But now that you're pulling this stunt, the only time she'll probably get access to that boy is when he graduate high school. That's probably the only way. When he officially turns 18 and he can make his own decisions. That's the only way she probably gonna see that boy. Like, she's just digging a hole for herself. And it's like, you can at any moment, she can still fix this. She can go to Carly right now. Hell, you ain't even got to go to Carly. You can go to Michael and just be like, yeah, I was visiting Phyllis and I bumped into Sonny. I couldn't believe it. Spin the story. Make it seem like you just found out something. Lie. But do the right thing. Normally I'm all for an eye for an eye, but this is going to backfire on her in a major way. Majorly is going to backfire. And I don't feel sorry for her. Honestly, I tried, but I don't. So anyway, moving on from that. Everybody's trying to move heaven and earth to get Jason out of jail right about now. But even Diane told him, like, chances of him getting bail are slim to none because of his record. Diane, of course, is going to fight for him, and Robert is going to be a little lenient because Anna wants him to be lenient because they need Jason out. It serves their purpose to have him out on bail because him staying in there for trial, and we all know when you go to jail and you're waiting for trial, it could take months for that to happen. You know what I'm saying? Trials take a long time. They still haven't even done the Ava trial for stabbing for what happened to Ryan. She still hasn't had a trial for that, and that was over a year ago. That was probably like 2 years ago. She still never went to trial for that. I think they dropped that, I guess. I don't know. But Anna's trying to get Robert to be lenient when it comes to bail and stuff like that. Carly's trying to, tell Jason, like, no matter what's going on, I'm getting you the hell up out of here, like, some way, somehow. Um, the judge came in. Of course, Peter showed up with his little journalist badge or whatever, his little reporter badge. I'm like, please, he probably got that out of a Fruit Loop box. Um, Sitting behind Anna and stuff like that. I say, Anna, if you don't watch your back, don't let him sit behind you. So he's sitting there or whatever, just gleeful as can be, because the judge came back and, you know, Robert was basically saying how, the state doesn't have a problem with Jason getting bail because all his businesses are in that town, his family's in that town. They don't see him as a flight risk. And Diane was pretty much spouting out the same thing. But the judge was like, nope. He had to hold him. He had to hold him until basically he denied bail because of Jason's record. And Diane warned Jason of that. She was like, because of his prior record and stuff like that, there's just no way. Like all his history and stuff in that town and criminal, it's just no way. It was slim to none. And basically the judge was like, yeah, I'm denying bail. And of course, Peter was smug. He was happy about it. Um, And Carly basically told him, he was like, eventually Jason gonna get out and your days are numbered. Like Peter thinks that he's winning right now. I'm like, yeah, but it's a hollow victory. Because we all know Jason's gonna get out. We all know Peter's gonna go down one way or another. Either he's gonna be in a grave or he's gonna be in a prison cell. Either way, bro, you're not winning. You're gonna lose. It's gonna be a hard loss too. But I will give it to Peter. I mean, the man, he's like a cat at this point. Like he knows how to dodge a situation. And so far he's been dodging it, but eventually your luck runs out. Um, so anyway, I enjoyed this episode. Hit the comment section. Let me know what y'all thought about this episode. I hope all of you have a wonderful day. Hope you all have a wonderful weekend. I will see you all Monday. Hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Peace.